Have you ever wondered what angels are really like? Not the chubby babies with wings on greeting cards, but the real deal. According to the Bible, the truth is far more awe-inspiring and complex than most people imagine. So, today, let's pull back the curtain and explore the biblical reality of these incredible beings. First things first, who made the angels? The Bible is crystal clear on this. Colossians 1:16 tells us that everything was created by and for Jesus Christ. It says, "For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him." This invisible category includes angels. They are created beings, just like us, but entirely different in nature. This brings us to a common misconception, that angels are the spirits of people who have passed away. You often hear things like, "Grandma is an angel watching over us now." While it's a comforting thought, it's not biblically accurate. Humans who are saved go to be with the Lord, but they don't become angels. Angels are a completely separate and distinct order of creation. Jesus himself points this out. In Matthew 22:30, while discussing the resurrection, he says that in the afterlife, people neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. He draws a comparison like angels, but doesn't say we become them. This verse also gives us another key detail. Angels don't marry or reproduce. Each one is a direct creation of God. There is no such thing as a baby angel or an angel family in the way we understand it. So, if they aren't human spirits, what are they? Hebrews 1:14 describes them as ministering spirits. They are spiritual beings without physical bodies in their natural state. However, they aren't just wisps of smoke or ethereal ghosts. They have incredible power and intelligence. And here's where it gets really interesting. They can and do appear in physical form when God sends them on a mission. Think about Abraham in Genesis 18. He's sitting by his tent, and 3 men just walk up. It turns out 2 of them were angels, and 1 was a pre-incarnate appearance of the Lord himself. They looked so much like ordinary men that Abraham offered them a meal. This is why Hebrews 13:2 warns us. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. You could literally walk past an angel on the street and not even realize it, when they do reveal their true, glorious form. However, the reaction is almost always fear and awe. People fall to the ground, terrified by the sheer power and holiness radiating from them. Now let's talk about their job description. What is the primary purpose of an angel? The number 1 job is to worship God. The book of Revelation gives us breathtaking glimpses into the heavenly throne room, where angels surround God's throne, crying out, "Holy, holy, holy," day and night. Their very existence is a constant act of praise. They were created to glorify their Creator. Beyond worship, their roles are incredibly varied. One of their most well-known functions is as divine messengers. In fact, the word angel itself comes from the Greek word angelos, which means messenger. Throughout the entire Bible, we see them delivering crucial messages from God to humanity. It was the angel Gabriel who announced the coming births of John the Baptist and, most importantly, Jesus Christ to Mary. An angel appeared to Joseph in a dream, telling him to take Mary as his wife. Angels announced Jesus' birth to the shepherds and his resurrection to the women at the tomb. They are God's divine communicators, bridging the gap between heaven and earth. Another vital role is protection. Angels are guardians of God's people. Psalm 91 promises, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." Daniel was thrown into a den of lions, a certain death sentence. But what happened? He told the king the next morning, "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, and they have not harmed me." When Peter was imprisoned by King Herod, the church prayed earnestly for him, and in the middle of the night, an angel appeared in the cell, woke Peter up, broke his chains, and led him right past the guards to freedom. These aren't just fairy tales. They are accounts of powerful spiritual beings intervening to protect believers. Finally, angels are also agents of God's judgment. This is the side of angels we don't often see in pop culture. They are not just gentle helpers. They are mighty warriors who execute God's divine will. In the Old Testament, It was an angel who struck down 185,000 Assyrian soldiers in a single night to save Jerusalem. In the book of Revelation, angels are depicted pouring out bowls of God's wrath upon a rebellious world. They are the enforcers of divine justice, carrying out God's judgments with perfect obedience and power. This reminds us that God is not only loving and merciful, but also holy and just, and his angels serve all aspects of his character. So, let's bring it all together with that beautiful verse from Hebrews 1:14 again. Are they not all ministering spirits sent out to serve for the sake of those who are to inherit salvation? This is the essence of their mission concerning us. They are sent by God to serve and help believers on their journey. They worship God, deliver his messages, protect his people, and execute his judgments. They are powerful, intelligent, and obedient servants of the Most High God. They are not to be worshipped. The Bible is very strict about this. Whenever someone in the Bible tries to worship an angel, the angel immediately stops them and says, "Worship God." They are fellow servants, pointing us always toward our Creator. The biblical picture of angels is so much grander and more formidable than the popular image. They are not cute, cuddly beings, but mighty warriors and messengers of the King of the universe. They are a constant, powerful, and mostly unseen reality in our world, working behind the scenes to carry out God's perfect plan. The next time you think about angels, remember the powerful beings of Scripture, the ones who stand in the presence of God, who battle spiritual forces, and who are sent to minister to you. It's a truly humbling and amazing thought. Thanks so much for watching. If this gave you a new perspective on angels, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into what the Bible really says. See you in the next video.